Hello, and thank you for joining us again for another episode of the Absolutely Bookkeeping podcast. Today I'm joined by Sallyanne. So Sallyanne, could you introduce yourself? Can you tell us a little bit about your bookkeeping business and also the clients that you work with, please?
Yeah, I'm Sallyanne Sheppard, and my business is Sunshine Accounts Limited. So I work with mainly service-based clients, limited companies, some sole traders, and I like to kind of niche in the construction industry, so builders or that kind of grounds work, that side of things. So
brilliant. Can I ask, how did your journey begin in our industry? What made you become a bookkeeper accountant in our industry?
I know a lot of people have said this actually, but it was kind of by accident. So I was a marketeer originally. I went to uni, got a degree, was off doing my marketing, and then I had kids and I wanted to be at home with them. I was lucky and had some time off. And then my mum's a bookkeeper, and I thought, oh, hello, she's got a network locally that I can plug into. So I went back to college, did AAT. Got qualified because I thought I really feel like if I'm going to change industries, for me as a person, I want to know I can do the best for people and I know what I'm doing. And for me, that means I have to go and study. So that's what I had to do. So I went and got my AAT, and then I started subcontracting at a local accountancy, which my mum had worked at, and she's still there. She's been there for years, and got experience. And then last year in April, I decided to go completely on my own, and set up the business. So that's my journey really. So but I just really enjoyed the work when I started doing it, and it was more for the flexibility, but I know I can work at home, and it just works for me really in terms of what I need in my life.
Perfect.
Work. Yeah.
What is the one word that describes your relationship with technology in your business currently?
I've thought about this. I would say supportive, I think. Yeah. I feel like I'm not a technophobe, I'm into tech. I feel like I've grown up with it, but I don't believe it should overtake. I think it's supportive. It's there to help me, not to overtake my business and start running it for me. So yeah.
That's a great explanation. I like that one. Thank you. So let's talk about your favorites. What is the one app or software you simply could not run your business without?
Well, the one bit of software I use is Sage Accounting. So when I started out, because it was 10 years ago, and to be fair, it wasn't that digital then, things that Xero was around, but there wasn't so much of this cloud stuff, and I was on Sage 50. But then I moved, and Sage Accounting's just I have most of my clients on there, about 12 of them, and day-to-day bookkeeping, management reports, just everything. That's my go-to. That's where they all are. I love the accounting edition kind of partnership that they offer as well. So that works really well for me.
How did you discover it? And was it a game changer from day one, or was it kind of like a slow burn that the more you used it, the more you fell in love with it?
I think it was a bit of a slow burn. I think coming from a different industry, like Sage 50 as well, it was like a program I'd never met before. You couldn't really use it like normal software, which I think a lot of people get scared of. But then, as I started to bookkeep and do different tasks, I realised how good it was. And then Sage Accounting is just, it's just blown my mind how quickly they've sped up with the development. I feel like it's on par with Xero now, really, to be honest.
Yes, totally. What kind of problems did it solve for you, being like Sage, using Sage? Obviously, Sage has kind of quite a big umbrella of kind of resources underneath that brand.
Yeah, I guess I think customer service wise, it's very helpful. So it's solve problems. If I've ever had problems, it's easy to solve with them. I think they're very attentive.
Yes.
And I think having the client management side of things is very good. So all my clients are there, and so that's good. And they do have a lot of add-ons. So I have had a trial of Go proposal. I quite like auto entry as well, which leads into it, and they own that's part of it. So in terms of data input, that's quite helpful. So yeah.
So can you talk me through a sort of a normal day-to-day use of Sage? So obviously from the point of like getting your data from your clients to kind of process it in and things like that. How does Sage make your day sort of easier?
Well, I really like the upload tool that it actually has within the program, which I know I've championed for a long time. A lot of people have never realised you don't actually need an additional data entry tool. You can actually upload invoices straight into Sage. So a typical day would be perhaps on a Monday, I get in, I've got a VA who's helping me with email management, and then I have all the documents that I need to be uploading for the bookkeeping side sat there. I upload them into Sage. The AI capabilities of how it reads off of invoices now is great. It's so helpful. And then I would reconcile banks depending where I am in the month. There might be some management reports going on, so I would use Sage to run some reports for people. Run reports in terms of what supplier payments need to be made. So yeah, just kind of general bookkeeping and day management accounts and day-to-day supplier payments. And
brilliant. Are there any clever automations you set up with Sage, or are there any tips that you can give other potential users that would make their life easier when using Sage?
Well, I still like to champion that the purchase invoice upload area, because I just think people don't know about it. And there's an email as well, so you could send up set up for email forwarding, so it just goes straight to Sage, which I think is really really good, really helpful.
It isn't very well known. I think people realise that they seem to think that you need to use auto entry or another data extraction software to do that service, but it is a very good tool on its own, already built into the accounts package itself. Yeah,
it's a shame that they've just started charging for it though, which is a shame. But if you look at the fees, they are still
minimal,
much more competitive than using other tools. So
would you say using Sage has actually helped you scale your business, save time, and even keep your sanity? I know mental health is a big issue with all of us working remotely and various different clients. Do you think using Sage, that, like you say, the customer services was a really big part of the software, do you think it's really helped you grow your business as well?
Yeah, definitely. I love like from the point of view of being able to give software to people as well, with the accounting partnership, having the ability to buy the subscriptions yourself for customers, and give, you are able to give clients a bit of a discount every now and then with it. So I think that's really helpful. That's because sometimes that's a bit of a roadblock if the software is really expensive and then you've got your fees on top. Sometimes it can be a bit too much for people. So it's definitely helped scale from that point of view. And the customer service and the way that they treat you, I think if you've got a problem, it's not that I haven't had problems with them, but they really listen and sort things out for you. So I think that's definitely helped in terms of scaling and just having everything in one place. And the AI automation is definitely helping, because you can service more clients then, in terms of the fact that it makes it easier for you. So
so obviously that's helped your sanity, because obviously you've had the support with the software that matches the support. So that's really helped your sanity.
If you need to know how to do something or something's gone wrong, you can just phone the helpline, and they're always incredibly knowledgeable and helpful, I think, really, and talk you through stuff and jump on your computer remotely. So that's excellent, really. I
can't remember how many times they've made me cry from actually solving a problem. And it's usually a problem that I've caused or a client's caused. They've actually jumped on, fixed it, and then it's made me overwhelmed. So I can 100% relate to that one. Do you think there's any common mistakes that other users have when looking at Sage? So obviously we see that there's kind of another green software, QuickBooks, and obviously Xero, that seems to be at the forefront. Do you think there is some common mistakes that other users look at Sage, think, oh, I don't think it's going to fit what I need it, and then move on?
Yeah, maybe. Well, I think unfortunately it's just linked to the old Sage package of Sage 50, which it
Yeah,
was tricky to use. And I think people just think that Sage accounting would be the same.
yeah,
I think people try to use it in an old traditional style as well,
yeah,
which you can't. You need to use it as though it's a cloud interface digital platform. It works in that way, but I think people get quite confused and still try using it in a traditional format,
yeah.
which I think, yeah, bit
Yeah,
of a bit.
that's brilliant. If you had a magic wand and could just change one thing about Sage, what would you do to improve it? Or would you not need to improve anything?
I think, well, maybe the only thing is I do find that maybe you're talking like a nanosecond, but sometimes it can
Yeah,
churn a bit. There's a
yeah,
bit of churning going on when you've input something or you're asking it to do something, where maybe some of the others are instant. I mean, you are talking about seconds, but
yeah,
yeah, I think that could be looked at, which I'm sure they are, but
yeah. Would you recommend it to every bookkeeper, or is there certain types of practitioners that it would work better with, or certain types of industry?
I still think you need to be like in the industry to use it. It's still, which it should be as well. That's why I always felt very safe with Sage. It's very much based on the double entry side of bookkeeping and the foundation of accounting, and how you have to understand that to use it. You can't get on there and use it, without understanding everything has a plus and a minus and relating to each other. So yeah, I think I think it's people who are in the industry possibly who should be using it for the actual,
Yeah,
accounting roles, definitely. But yeah, I think it suits all really. I mean, if you're a smaller, there's
yeah,
different packages as well. So you can have a smaller kind of cash book style package if you're a smaller company, and then it feeds right up to the larger companies. So
yeah.
Um, I think it's quite adaptable to most industries.
Perfect. Have you paired it with any other tools to supercharge it, or have you kind of optimized the full package what Sage offers?
I have recently, which I have had a few problems with, to be completely honest, but I have as a software, I have linked it to modular recently.
Yeah,
Because for me, I know everybody who's using Xero has Apron generally for
yeah,
supplier payments. So that's a big arm of my business. I like to offer that, and I've got a
yeah,
few clients. They're quite large companies where I'm offering month-end payments
yeah,
for them. So I needed something which linked, and that was the only problem with Sage. It's very picky, I think, as a company with who they link with, and it's quite hard to get things integrating. But Modular have come
yeah,
out with a online payables interface, which is good actually. It's in its
yeah,
infancy. And I think that's why I've come across a few problems, because it's only just been launched. I found it at Accountex, but yeah, that's really good. So basically, it talks to Sage and it will load up all of the information, so I know what payments
yeah,
I need to make, and then I can make those payments, and then it feeds it back into Sage for me and matches those payments to the invoices on Sage. So it's pretty amazing in terms
yeah.
of that. I'm quite impressed with that. So that's a nice link with Sage. I've been looking for a long time for something which was going to link up and do that, and I found it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Works
No,
nice.
that's excellent. That's a really good tool. Um, right, we're going away from Sage now. Apart from Sage being your favourite, what are your other three top go-to apps in your tech stack?
Right, my other three. I love Chat GPT.
Yep,
I know it's not an accounting per se, but yeah, that
yeah,
is my go-to for when I'm doing any of my marketing. I might whiz something through. It doesn't write it for me, but I want to know opinions. It's like
yeah,
basically having an advisor.
it
Um,
is.
a tricky email to send, and I'm, oh, does that sound quite right? It's like a friend you can ask, and they tell you whether it's appropriate or just give you a little nudge. So yeah, that's definitely something I couldn't live without. The modular app that I've now found, I mean, that's really revolutionizing how I'm making supplier payments. Before, I was having to upload CSV files, and it was messy, and you might have dropped things, but the fact that it links exactly with Sage is great. And I don't know really about the other one. I suppose Xero, just because I do use it. People do like to use it. I think Sage and Xero are very much kind of there. So I personally prefer Sage, but if a client is already on Xero or wants to use it, I will use it. So
perfect. How often do you personally review your tech stack?
See, I've thought about this, and I don't know if I can put a time on it. I think it's just more like when I know I need something. So that supplier payment issue where I wanted something talking with my accounting software, so there was no information dropped and it was just easier. I needed something, and then luckily I went to a trade show and I found something. So I guess it's kind of just ongoing to when I feel like I need that support. But I have been thinking I probably do need to put some kind of review system in generally, though, maybe every year, just to have a little look to check I'm not paying for stuff I don't need and things like that, because that's only something which can happen. You can end up paying for subscriptions and people kind of forget them, don't they? And then that's an extra £20 going out a month that you haven't thought about.
Have you ever had a software disaster moment that you've had to deal with and resolve?
Oh God, yeah, loads. To be fair, wow, this morning, I think you've said, wasn't it? There's some kind of outage at the moment, and loads of things are down. So I can't get into my modular payable app because they use an authentication app, and I can't. To be fair, actually, I changed my mobile about 2 months ago. Don't ever change your mobile, basically, because you have all these authenticator apps on there. You change your mobile and then your computer's going, give me the code, but you can't get back in. And I was locked out of Hotmails, and it was just, it was an absolute nightmare, really, to be fair. But yeah, you get round it in the end. But I know you need this security, but it's frustrating at times.
It is. What's your piece of advice for bookkeepers out there who feels overwhelmed at the moment with all the software choices? There's a lot of software out there offering similar services. So what's your piece of advice you would give them?
I think my advice would be, from an outlooking point of view, looking at how everybody works, I see a lot of people who just have this huge tech stack, and people call it like the shiny things syndrome, because something new comes up, and if you're really techie, then you're probably very excited by these things. I just don't think you need loads and loads of apps. Just streamline it to what you need. Basically, be really ruthless and don't get drawn in. Be ruthless.
Right, quick fire round. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Xero, QuickBooks or Sage?
Sage.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What is the one piece of business wisdom or tech wisdom you wish you'd learned at the beginning of your business rather than now?
Oh, see, I don't know whether this is a bit off piece, because it's not tech and it's more business. It's more business, and it's very woo-woo, people would probably say. But I think manifestation is something that I never encountered until I started coaching courses, and I think it really works, and it puts you in a good mindset with your business. And when you are open and happy and you believe you can do things come to you. I think that really does work, and it's really important to keep that positive attitude and just believe that you can do things.
No, I absolutely love that. I think a lot of coaches and everything in business things, they all do these kind of goal settings, which is kind of thing, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have the belief that you can actually achieve these goals, like manifestation, then what's the point? And I think that's a great idea, because a lot of the times in our business journeys, we actually get lost in directions. Like you say, it's the shiny syndrome thing. We're pulled in other directions. It may not be about tech. It could be like the way we run our business. But I think that's really lovely about the manifestation. I think that is a really, really good piece of advice for even those who've been in the industry for a long time, to go back and remember why they wanted to do it. What was their goal? And believe that you can achieve that, and keep having that belief, because yeah, I love it. Thank you. I really do. It's one of them things that you just, when you hear somebody else sing it, it sort of clicks, doesn't it? And you think, yeah, I've lost my way, and I really need to remember why
I have
I was
to
doing
remind
it.
myself regularly. I really do. But then I know, because it just all makes sense. If you're kind of like shining and believing and being happier, then you're just going to talk to clients better. You're going to have better discovery calls. Everything will work for you.
Yeah.
So it's just keeping that, which is hard. You know, everybody gets stuck in
But
the day.
but it helps you build your resilience to deal with the difficult times that we all get. None of us don't have times when we have to really prove that our resilience is better than our stronger than our will, basically. So yeah, and I think that having that and the gratitude and things like that is very powerful thing. So yeah, that is a great business tip. I think that should be there up the top. So I have one final question for you, Sallyanne. What app do you think is underrated and deserves a little bit more love?
Oh, I did write this one down. What did I write down? Hold on a second. Can't remember now what I wrote down. Oh, Free Agent.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, Free Agent. So I know that it's free. So I had a client. So that's the other thing as well. If you're a smaller business starting out, I think it's with NatWest, is it? One of the banks, you get it for free. I used it quite a while back when I was doing the subcontracting. So I know what it was back then. But I've recently had a client who asked me to do bookkeeping using it. And I just think it's great. It's a really good little bit of software, to be fair. It's very easy to use, very intuitive. So yeah, and I don't think enough people probably know. They do great free webinars as well. I've listened to a lot of them, and they're very informative. So yeah, they're good little business, I think. Yeah.
No, that's perfect. So thank you very much for being my guest today. Thank you for everybody for listening, and join me next time for a next episode. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Natasha.
Thank you.